Alright, that seems to be alright. Cool. Hey! Hello. I'm here with my larger cup of tea to start off the Saturday stream. But yeah, I switched to my usual not streaming headphones, but I knew these were like fully charged, so I didn't have to worry about potentially stuff dying. So, let's see. Alright, we have that. I know I emptied the jar here, so we're fine in this part. Just double checking I have all my ducks in a row. Okay, there. I opened GiftBot. Yay! I almost never open GiftBot before I get started, so accomplishment. But yeah, not terrible. Arguably not 100% either, but definitely better than Thursday, so woohoo. Alright. But yeah, so yesterday, I was like, hey, I'm gonna get all this stuff done. I'll get my stuff picked up by the mail person. I have stuff coming in, and let's just say it did not happen that way. Apparently the postal person decided, hey, guess what? We're not picking up your packages or leaving the packages that you're supposed to be getting today. Cool. But I knew they showed up because the Ring doorbell showed them showing up at around 4, and I was just like, guys, it was scheduled to come pick up during the regular route, and yet you did not? And literally when the package was yarn, which if the package had shown up yesterday, we would be working on the sweater, but seeing as it did not, alas. But yeah, so basically it was just like, are you kidding me? It was scheduled, and it said ring the doorbell. So it's like, hi. Do your job, please. Like, it'd been bad enough they left the package and just forgot to ring the doorbell. It's like, you were here, you didn't leave the package, which it stated like, hey, delivery was attempted. There was no place to put it. It's like, you could have put it in one of the chairs, you could have rang the bell. And it's just like, this would have taken you 2 seconds. Two rascal seconds. But no. Don't want to do that, apparently. So I'm waiting to hear if the mail person shows up. The package is sitting right there, so it's like, it will not be missed. And I'll immediately run to the door. There's other stuff coming today, which other stuff is not for me, but I know other stuff is coming, so yeah. It says expected by about 4, so basically gonna keep an ear out during the stream to hear if, they show up. Show up and actually ring the bell. Because I really need this package to go out, because this is an order. It's one thing if this were like not an order, but it's in order, so I very much would like to go out in time. I mean, luckily, given I printed it on, like, during the processing period, it's fine, but yeah, very much not how I like things going. So yeah, there's a bit of internal want to scream for a while. And it's like the day was going nicely before that, and then it's just like, let's say about 5 to 6, it was just bit of rage. Tiny bit of rage. Just a wee bit. But yeah, other than that, not terrible Friday. Packaged up the stitch markers, like started packaging up the stitch markers. Because, 2 of those need to go out, and those should be fine. Those are smaller packages, so yeah, literally just have to do finishing stuff with that. And that should be all set to go. Hopefully by about Wednesday I should be able to send those out, plus the stickers, which I looked through my book of like subs and stuff, and I saw someone didn't, give me their address for a sticker, so I need to nudge about that, so I'll need another envelope and do all that. So that's a thing. This is why I write things down, so I can cover all my bases. But yeah, so today, so far, was hanging out in Liz's stream, crocheted a couple of sub-squares, because sub-squares won't crochet themselves, so we have that going. That's not going to be what today's stream is about, because the wheel's clearly in your face. But yeah, general plan, gonna be spinning acrylic floof once again, because I wanted to do something different, even though I have other yarn hanging out on my Turkish spindle, but I didn't feel like using my Turkish spindle or swapping the yarn to a bobbin, so yeah. Acrylic yarn it is. Which, this is the rainbow one, so this is the second, what's the word? Second braid of the rainbow acrylic floof. Which I do wonder if I should just split it down the middle and, like, spin the colors separately. I don't know, maybe. Which this is stuff Walzagad had given me last year, but I hadn't gotten around to spinning some of it. I already spun the first braid, but I have 2 more braids of, like, brown and white hues that I need to eventually start spinning. Which, also, I made sure this was on, and all that, and then, yeah, it's a little too fast. Let's try that again. Yeah, that was near 3, because I was playing, which typically it's like close to 2 is about where I hang out when it comes to spinning. Why is you making that sound? That is a weird sound. You should not be making that sound. And then, yeah, that's fine. Alright. Unless it's knocking on something. That should not be the case. It's usually not that noisy. Alright. Let's try that again. Okay, there's nothing on the bottom here. Alright. And then come back around. Okay. Then move this here. Forgive me. Let me adjust. And ignore the microphone. Ooh. That I nearly just dropped to the ground. Cool. That's fine. Totally, I'm not in need of that. Oh, wait. I am. Alright, so... Ah! I think I know what the problem is. Yeah. Oh. Wow. Apparently I forgot to do this. I swear I'm awake and know what the hell I'm doing. Nope, still doing the sound. And let's see, I know I tightened the bobbin. So why the hell is this making that sound? That is not a sound this thing commonly makes. Hey Jane! This thing is making a sound and I would like to know why. I think it might be because this thing's empty, I don't know. Who knows? How goes Saturday? You missed my mild rant because the mail person yesterday decided, screw me, we're not picking up my package. How it goes. But yeah, that's loud. Also, I broke the yarn. Cool. That didn't take long. But how does your... Yeah, I'm wondering if... I just checked the bottom and I know there's nothing there to warrant that either. Is it hitting something? That's what I was wondering. I picked up the bottom and it should not be hitting anything. Unless because it's attached to this thing. I don't know. Move the mic back. There's already not much it should be touching. Unless this thing isn't steady. Also, let's turn this down a bit and see if that helps. Because I had it a little bit fast because the last time I was using it I was playing. which I still need to chain ply the rest of that floof, which is not much, but I just need to get it done. There it is! Hello there! Thank you for the free sub. Hi. Let's see. Yeah, let's see a little less tension.
Hello.
Thank you. I will be with you in a second. I just need to double check that. Yeah, still making that sound. Like something over here, which that should not be happening. That is weird. Alright. Let's pause you for a second. Grab my sub book here. And also, let's spin the wheel and see what Katarnas gets for that 14-month sub, which thank you, by the way. How have you been? How was your weekend? Hope things are going well. Wrong screen. There we are. Guess I'll be... Yeah, sorry. I know you can't do the spins. Alright, so... Wheel... Of course. There might be bits where I'm showing off yarn if the mail shows up. Okay, 100 floof. Awesome. Alright. But yeah, gonna need you to pick a color for the sub square. What's today? Today's the 26th, right? I put in the date when I did the butt thing, and it's right there on my face, too. Cool. Alright, 2022. Let's do that. I very much appreciate that resub. Let's see, hide. And then go back here. Which some of that yarn supposedly coming in today, which it should be. Because we literally have no reason to not attempt a delivery today. Which I still don't understand. I mean, one of my sons. Aww. Okay, let's see. Yeah, there's nothing here to warrant that. Whoops. Let's not drop that. But yeah, look, there's nothing here that should be knocking. All the things are right where it's supposed to be. So I don't understand the knocking sound at all. Like, very much makes no sense. Let's see. Unless... Let's see. Come on. Wait. Oh, that would do it. This was caught in between a little bit of the thing in the front. Cool. That might fix my issues. Let's see. At least my spinning issues, rather. Alright, also let's untension that so I can get that on here. And... there we go. There it is. Although a little too much tension, yeah. Nope. Still making the goddamn sound. Why? It indeed is. So, I'll break that down. Also, why does this make a sound like that? That's gonna drive me nuts. The only other thing I could think of is maybe the bobbin. But yeah, peacock is one of the Brava worsted colors, so yeah, those are definitely available, so I'll have you down for that. Alright, let's see, and... no. Okay. Alright, and... But yeah, yay birthday! When was your birthday? Also, I'm gonna unpull this again. Arguably, I'm supposed to be turning this off when I do that to avoid, you know, potentially getting harmed by this. But, let's see. I'll take this off. Let's see. Let's thread it off. Yeah, it says to turn it off, but yeah, I don't listen to instructions sometimes. Alright, let's see. Alright, maybe now? The only thing I can think of is maybe that might not be the correct washer for this. I don't know. It's the only other thing. I doubt that, though. It's the same one I was using the other day, and it should be fine. Alright. Oh, Valentine's Day! Aw! Haven't been free for... yeah. That would certainly do it. But yeah, I hope you had a happy birthday. You see that lagging right there. Yeah, I've speeded up and it keeps doing that sound a little bit more. Okay, it's spinning correctly. So I don't know why the hell it's making that sound. It usually is not this noisy, so... I don't know. I don't know. Alright, also I need to adjust the camera. I realize the bobbin's here, but things are slightly wonky in how I want it to be set up wise. But yeah, it is weird. Something is definitely up that's causing it to knock like that, so I don't know what the problem is. Alright. Microphone, do you actually... I can actually move the microphone over to this side. That would probably be smarter. Oh, that's adorable. Alright, and cool. Let's see. And move this over. I presume the presents are of the yarn variety. Alright, how about we move? The only other thing to think of, if it's nothing on my end, it could be the fact that this just needs to, you know, get some weighted of yarn on here.
And it's break time.
A while.
So you can have this now.
Arguably, you could put it in the fridge or something.
Bake it. Wow.
Why are you looking at people's private information, man?
What?
That was name and address, man.
It is in the public. It's a stick on the outside of a package. It's no more private.
Well, arguably, I haven't left the house, but whatever.
Well, I'm the mailman.
No, you're not. Because you would have picked it up yesterday if you were the actual mailman. Who failed to do so. I did! Huh! I gotta give him some dark chocolate. So I don't have to see this. But yeah, it's like back here somewhere. I don't know what the issue is. It's fine, it's still usable, it's just... it should not be making that sound. Because this thing does not make that much sound, typically, so I don't know why it decides it hates me today. Hi dear, thank you for the bits. I saw your Discord message. Hi. You just up, or... just happened to appear? But I did get an automated watering system as part of the garden. Ooh. That is handy. Okay. Oops. I'm not drafting the rest of this. I should probably fix this. Saying hi for... Ah! Okay. Did not realize you had work today. How long you gotta be there for? Alright. I meant to spin this thicker than my usual sock weight, but my hands demanded muscle memory take precedence, so that's not helpful. Okay. Yeah, I feel like the weekends are usually shorter for you. At least in most cases. This is... You seem to be in the majority on that one. That tends to be the general feeling on spinning. Which, this is not wool, this is acrylic, so... Yeah, you're actually seeing me spin acrylic for the first time on stream. Well, first time for you. I've done it a couple times. Which I should have brought the fully done skein, but I can grab that later. But yeah, the wheel is mildly not behaving. I don't know why. It is making a knocking sound it should not be making. Love you too, dear. Good luck with the work. I will see you in a couple hours. Alright. Come on. Hurry up a little bit more. Yeah. The faster it goes, the more it starts making that sound, and it's just like... This is not a sound I asked for. Alright. Because, like, I didn't move anything. It sat in the corner over there, so I don't understand why all of a sudden it decides it doesn't like me. Like, what the actual hell? Alright. Let me actually turn it off this time. Nope. And chocolate. Nope. I got handed chocolate. I just put it down. Some dark chocolate. Let's take this off and put it back on again, but legitimately, I have no real way of fucking understanding why this decided it does not like me. Alright, let's see. Let me turn it back on and see. Let's see, without... Hi. Is it? Oh, duh. Because I moved the thing, so it's the other way. Okay, it's not going to do anything without that on, I think, so... Alright, cool. Let's see. Yeah, this should be... Yeah, it's like as close as it's going to get. This is not like the ones with the cap on, where it decides, hey, it's just not going to work. But yeah, I think it just might be this washer might not be the correct one. It's the only thing I can think of that makes sense. Like, everything else is right in place, so... Wheel, I don't understand what is your deal today. I would like to spin without it sounding like I am constructing things. Please? Okay, thanks. Alright. Let's see, if it continues, then I will just live with it. It's like, everything else is right where it's supposed to be. So, I don't understand what the actual fuck is going on. Alright. 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 Those are plugged in correctly, yes. That sits where it's supposed to sit. Alright, and everything's seated where it's supposed to be seated. Alright. Oh wait, I didn't turn it back on. Cool. How about now? Nope. Still making the fucking sound. Whatever. As long as it works. Also, I think I need a little bit more tension. Yeah, because it's not drawing in well enough. There it is. So yeah, I guess we're dealing with this today. Whatever. So with this acrylic floof, it's basically the colors go like all the way down, up and down vertically, rather than, you know, just sectional chunks like you typically see in yarn. So when I split it from the sides, it's like one side, one set of colors, one side, a different set of colors. It's a whole thing. I've honestly pondered like splitting each color and like spinning it like that, like a giant rainbow, but it's like, do I feel like doing that much work? No. No, I don't. So, yeah. But regardless, it should be pretty. Also, I'm still doing the... my hands really like sock weight. Muscle memory, can we not? I would like to spin a little bit thicker today. For anybody who wants to try and spin with acrylic, just be mindful. This is definitely not, if you're just starting out, this is probably not the type of fiber you'll want to spin with because it's pretty slippery. Like, I'd say, well, not exactly in the realm of silk, but it's slippery that, say, normal, regular spinning, like, say, if you're just starting out and need to, like, say, park and draft if you're using a spindle, definitely want to try some other fiber. Hey, Whippet! Yeah, this stuff is slippery. Not like the worst ever. Like, I'd say silk is worse in the slipperiness, but acrylic is also slippery. And I don't think I've personally spun Polworth, but I've certainly heard good things about it. I'm not sure if I have any Polworth. I might check, but I maybe have a braid of like 60-40 with Polworth and silk. So that'll eventually be spun. But I think the 40% silk is going to make it very much like a slip and slide. Should be interesting whenever I get to spinning that. Because I have like a couple things of floof, not even including the other 2 braids of acrylic that I have hanging out here. But yeah, how goes Saturday? Also, I realize I need to continue having my tea. Because I don't need that getting cold. Okay, it's about in the lukewarmish, so yeah, I'm drinking the rest of this. Katie! Come join Tea Club! Also, ooh, what are you working on? Still the same stuff from last time? Also, I should probably clean a little Just a bit. Tea pig? For Valentine's Day. Aw. That sounds lovely. Also allows you to try different tea sort of flavors and combinations. Is it loose leaf or... Yeti! Yeah, I was gonna have coffee and I was like, no. Bad idea. Caffeinated tea. It's low appearance. Okay. Hold on. I have tea, which, yes, I have tea on my bookshelf here. So, and yes, also that question, because I don't know what that is either. Okay. No, these are actual bags, but... Yeah, I've seen the ones where it's like little, like pyramid cubes sort of things. This is somewhat close, but... what's the face? There is like some turmeric ginger tea from, I think, Lipton that has them in like little pyramid shapes. Classic. Ah, okay. Alright, let me click on this and see what's up. Oh, that looks cute. And not terribly complicated. Okay, a lot of slips and knit through the back loop. Knit through the back loop is mildly irritating sometimes, but I do like that. That's a nice shawl project. Okay, this is on 8, so definitely it should go quickly too. Ooh. That looks like fun. I do not need another shawl. I have a shawl of needles. I have a crochet shawl. I have 1, 2, 3... 3, if not, yeah, 3 other shawls hanging out my door. Because I wear my shawls like scarves. I do not need another shawl. Not right now, anyway. Get the packaging and pee bag all compose look and throw it in my... Nice! Compost! But yeah, you don't have to think about it terribly hard. I was looking at it, I was like, yeah, pretty similar instructions, so... Yeah, that... Ooh, embroidery! That is usually not in my wheelhouse because, sewing is not the thing that I'm good at. I can do the elementary stuff, but that's about it. What are you embroidering? Agreed. My listening is very nice. Don't mind me having some raspberry-filled dark chocolate. Yeah, I need to move the hook. For like, fair. Yeah, I don't think I have too many, like, in the terribly complex projects going on right now. I mean, I signed up for Sock Madness, so that'll be changing in, like, less than a week. I complain, but I do enjoy the competition and the fact that you learn new things. That's just, like... I guess I'm, like, feeling mildly stressed, hence why things have been kind of... all over the place in spots. Also, instruct informed delivery to see if I need to scream at USPS yet. Because I have until like about 4, so like about near the end of stream to see whether or not they actually get their shit together today. Let's just say I'm not happy with them. Alright, cool. Sign in. Can't see chat for the second, but this is not gonna take me long. Alright, yeah, still out for delivery, expect by 4. Alright, cool. Bed sheet for a bed with built-in train model landscape. Ooh! Made of patches with different themes and things I like. That sounds fun. I love what the yellow mixes with this blue here, which I don't think you can tell terribly well. Is of a cogwheel construction. Nice. Alright. I was about to say it looks a little bit bright, but it's sunny. One row at a time. Yeah, I remember you mentioning that. And why is it getting dark? You said it was okay to get dark, and it's not even 2 p.m. But I see clouds, so that's gonna be annoying. Yeah. That's me with the Hexy Puffs. I do it for fun, so I don't mind. It's gonna be a while before I ever get enough for a blanket. But it's gonna be me-size blanket, not queen-size, because no. I'd have to buy more stuffing, which I might anyway. But whatever. And we've gone back to fingering weight. Cool. Also, I realized grabbing this earlier, like when I first picked it up, this feels lighter than wool. Even though, given acrylic tends to not breathe, it kind of amuses me that this stuff feels lighter than wool when you pick it up. Although, given acrylic is essentially plastic, it makes sense. Also, having projects without a deadline is nice, so I very much get that. Come on. Do. It does not feel like Saturday, and the month is almost over. Which, yeah, the month's over on the 28th, which is Monday, so next time I see you guys, it's gonna be March 1st. Well, next time I see you on stream. Thus meaning today is the last day of the month for the goals and stuff, the monthly goals. Which I did not realize that when I got on here. I was like, wait. Oh yeah. Because I reset those every month. Hence the monthly. The one thing I do enjoy with spinning acrylic is the whole I don't have to like do the whole set the twist business once it's done and plied. What am I? Oh no. I guess you're not making tea then. Isn't that just like cats where it's like, hey, I intend to do stuff. And then it's like, I guess you're not doing the things. It's kind of like when a cat or a pupper decides, hey, let's just fall asleep here. Guess you're not allowed to move. It's like being held hostage in the most adorable way possible. Also, let's see, what's this? Okay. I saw a thing and I wanted to see what it was. Come on. Alright. Careful. Because once this starts spreading about, it gets really, really messy. I'm trying to avoid that too much. I haven't spun acrylic in a while. So this is definitely going to be me having to be patient. Also, if you put too much twist in this, it snaps. Like, literally snaps. Because, you know, plastic. But if I recall, you have to draft a bit, but it should still have the ability to reattach like other fibers should, but it's a bit more of a pain than, say, with wool or other animal fiber. Because, you know, synthetic. So I very much try to not break the floof. But, you know, stuff happens, but when I can, very much do not want to break the floof. Alright, I think I should move this hook here. Hold on. I'm aware! Something? Probably. I gave the thing that I was supposed to give yesterday, so that's probably why I was normal. This and Dad had a thing too. Some heart thing or whatever. The stuff is already the steps, so I presume this stuff is already in the box. I opened the door to the guy already. I don't know. comes with credits or something, but I take it for regular mail. Yeah, we got to throw it down. Oh, okay. Alright, let me wipe off that thing too for a little bit. Should I just leave this in the living room? Sorry about that. Whee! That was the mail person that I was rambling on about at the top of the stream here. Okay, and what's this? Alright, we're good here. I see an alert. But yeah, so I have yarn, and wiped off other stuff. So we're good in that premise. Alright, and how long did that take? That took like 5-10 minutes. But yeah, so I guess I'll be showing you guys some yarn when I come back from break. I don't feel like opening it right this second. It also means I might, well not now, but later on in the stream potentially, change gears and go to knitting the sweater. Maybe. Let's see. That's pretty much a majority of what the yarn is in there. Because yeah, they had said yesterday, they were like, hey, we attempted to deliver your package and you can access the mailbox, and it's like, you're full of shit. You're complete and utterly full of shit. Because it's just like, you can put it on the porch. And then, of course, my main thing was the fact that they were like, hey, they didn't pick up my package I was scheduled to pick up yesterday, which I handed that off to them. Which it was a different person, so I'm not upset at this guy. But it's like, the person yesterday did not ring the doorbell, did not drop any packages, so I was just like, okay, so you just suck today. Cool. Yeah, I was talking to this girl November and also the boyfriend at the same time. I may have been a bit pissed. Cause it's just like, especially with shop stuff, I do not like being late sending things out. Like, that's one of my things where I'm just like, nope. I mean, it's still arguably on time because with the way Etsy works, like once you print out the slip, it says it's shipped. So, luckily the shop won't get like dinged or anything for that. Which I think the only way that happens is if Like, you know, that's like a chronic thing or whatever that you don't ship on time. But yeah, that's one of those things I am heavily conscious of, so yeah. Friday afternoon may have been a bit of raging on my part. Just a wee bit. But yeah, I'd messaged the person who had ordered the stuff, and they were, like, really understanding about it, which I figured they would be, but it's just more of, on my end, internally freaking the fuck out. So, yeah. Also, I should probably eat something during break. I had the tea, but I didn't really have anything to eat before I got on here. Child and Bear Scoot scared off. Oh gosh, that sounds like a children's TV show. That level of comedy. But yeah, you are now free to have tea. But no, the kitty got scared off. Alright. I should move this hook now. Yeah, I should have moved this hook a little bit ago. But, let's see, about another 5-10 minutes. Probably closer to 10 since I had to get up and do all of that. Which I did not even grab, you know. What's its face? A throw to put over my shoulders, because outside's a little bit cold and this shirt is not, you know, highly warm. Like, this is like, say, a fall shirt. But inside, it's warm enough that it's fine. Outside, I was just like, well, this was a bad decision. Too late now. I really needed to chuck that package at that mail person. Which, just to check, like, paid postage, you have, like, a grace period of a day to send that. Like, so, if it's, like, say, if you have the date to send being, like, say, yesterday, if you send it today, it should be fine, right? I presume so. For all I remember, it said that is the case. But I'm just hoping that, you know, that doesn't get, you know, sent back to me, because I will lose my mind. But yeah, it probably should be fine, and I should probably stop worrying, but unfortunately that's not how my brain works, so yeah. Also, with these last 2 orders, I've finally gotten to having done 20 orders for the shop, which they're like, hey, you made it to 20 orders, congratulations! And it's like, cool. How about you know, don't raise your rates? How about that for congratulations? Because Etsy is raising their rates to like 6.5% because, you know, they apparently need more money for their stockholders. I got in the email and I was just like, great. So it's already not bad enough, you nickel and dime us. Let's dig into that some more. Which, with larger shops, that's probably not as bad, but it's like... smaller shops like myself, very much mind. Alright, so I'm gonna do the other half, attach that onto here. There we go. That went on nice and smoothly. Yay! This is blue, purple, like black and gray. Like I said before, this is like a long strip of like colors going vertically all the way down. So literally the only way if I was gonna separate the colors, I would literally have to separate like the whole braid section by section. And I don't have the patience or the time for that, so I'll not be doing that. I mean, someone arguably could if, you know, they want to, like, say, have, like, you know, a rainbow gradient. That would be fun, but no, I don't feel like it. Come on, careful. Yeah, the slipperiness I have to be mindful of when I draft a little bit. Because if I draft a little bit too much, it's like sometimes it gets pulled out. And it's like I'm trying to be mindful of that while I draft here. That's mainly where the slipperiness of this acrylic fiber comes into play. But so far, alright, and hopefully I am not jinxing myself by saying so. Oops, okay, come on. Also, if you do want to try spinning acrylic floof yourself, if you want to, like I'm on an old boat, yeah, my brain has gotten attuned to the sound because random sounds like that sometimes get very grating for me. Like, the scraping of metal and dishes and that sort of thing are, like, very much akin to nails on a chalkboard level sound for me, so I've thankfully adjusted so it's not annoying. But yeah, I can definitely see where you're going with that. I will probably be poking at this, if not during break after streams, to wonder what the hell is happening. But I do suspect it might just be the wrong washer thing on that end. Well, not washer, more like bearing on this backside here, causing it to knock like that. That's the only thing I can think of. Everything else is seated the way it's supposed to be. That and or the bobbin's not quite right, but I'm pretty sure it is, so that and or it could just be once weight gets onto here with yarn, it should be fine. We'll see what happens. Queen Ray, hello. How you doing? How goes Saturday? I'm here spinning some floof. No longer wanting to swear vengeance against the postal service. So I got my package and my package got picked up. So we are now good. But yeah, I am currently spinning some acrylic fiber right now. Oh, you should try it. It is pretty fun. Although typically most people, I say most people, but I'd say majority of people get started on spindles before you get to a wheel, which this is an electric wheel, which is a whole other thing compared to, like, say, a regular wooden one, so foot powered rather than electricity powered. But yeah, hi, how is your Saturday going? Hope all is well. And I think I need to move this hook. Yeah, the wheels being a wee bit noisier than usual, but we have hopefully adjusted. Yeah, I'm not sure what the deal is, but it's literally, this is louder than what it typically is. It's going. Like I said, I no longer want to swear vengeance against the mail carrier for not showing up yesterday, so they just took up my package, so we're good. Also, I have yarn to show you guys once I come back from break. Yeah, going well. I just wanted to change in projects, so I'm spinning acrylic fiber. I have a bunch of it, actually. This is the second braid I have of this rainbowy color. But I have two more in like shades of brown and like white. I think there's some gray in it too. But yeah, I didn't want to start another knitting project. Thank you. Someone, Walls of Gab, was destashing, so she was like, how much of this stuff you want? So I was just like, two braids, so like 8 ounces of this and 8 ounces of the brown. So I have a pound, literally, of that. Just that acrylic, but I also have, let's see, not a braid, but I have a skein of Lion Braid homespun because you can respin that because essentially it's roving with a little bit of thread wrapped around it, so as long as you take the thread out, you can respin that, which I have done already. Last year? Yeah, last year. So I have that too, which I have a whole skein. The last time I didn't have a full skein, it was like a 3/4 because someone had destashed it. But yeah, very much I like the results. But yeah, this is definitely more of a, say, closer to intermediate-ish for like if you're spinning, because given how slippery acrylic can be, this is not the stuff you want to learn on. But if you've gotten the hang of spinning, it's certainly something you can give a try, especially if you spun silk, because silk is also in that slippery quality to it. That and bamboo. Yeah, bamboo's also slippery. I forgot to mention that earlier when I was mentioning this. So yeah. No clue what it'll be. I literally have a braid that I already spun. I'll probably grab that hank on break to show you guys. But yeah, it's really interesting spinning this. Oh, so I'm supposed to be spinning not singles, but not singles, not supposed to be spinning sock weight, but muscle memory will not stop. Swimsuit cover-up robe, crop sweater, and a sweater for a friend. Oh my gosh, that is a lot of stuff. Also, match sweater. And start over, and now I'm gonna need more yarn for the sweater. Yeah, usually gonna need more yarn. Like a fourth. Like a patchwork one. Yeah, when you're doing, like, say, granny squares or whatever, and doing it that way, or regular squares, like garter, not garter stitch, that'd be knit, but, like, you know, regular solid crochet squares, you think it's gonna be quick, but it is not quick. Because doing all the squares and then joining it, and it's just, like, a whole thing. So, I feel you on that one. And also, very much a mood on project hopping. I do that sometimes. Where it's like, I don't feel like dealing with one thing, and I'm just like, oh, here's another thing. I used to be very much a one project until I get that project done sort of person. I mean, it's fair. Very much fair. But yeah, I'm also not fond of the whole, hey, need to like do it in parts and put it together. This is why I like doing things like sweaters and stuff where it's one whole thing and I don't need to sew up anything or join anything together. It's just not the thing for me, personally. But that's just me. Okay, I am just over an hour 10 minutes. I'd wait a little bit longer because I had to grab package and such, so took a little bit more time. But I am going to go take my break now. Also, apparently, click that so OBS disappears for a second. But yeah, break time for me. Gonna go stretch. Is my water here? I hope so. Okay, yeah. Have my water, do that sort of thing, come back and do more floof spinning. Also, show you the yarn because I need to open that package. I'd wiped it off, so I just let it sit there and dry a little bit. Yeah, break time. Totally feel free to get up and stretch if you've been hanging out. And I go to the craft camera, which also I forgot. Yeah, because I have that at that angle. Whee! So, apparently it's a thing to, in checkout, apparently ask for like a plastic bag. And it's like, so guess what they did? Literally, this plastic bag was sitting in the bottom of the box here. And it's like, so you couldn't put the stuff in the bag? I don't know. Call me crazy? But everything's fine. It's not like it's raining out there, but still it was like, what's the point of having that on the... when you're going for checkout to just not do it anyway? Like, please, explain this thought process to me. Anyhow, so, of course there's sock yarn, which, I forget which one of these I bought. What's its name? Because they were having the red, white, and pink sale. Red, pink, and white, rather, but yeah, anything with red, pink, and white was like from 10 to 40% off. But in sock yarn, I got the Sylviana, which this is like, I'd say purples, pinks in here that I very much like. Which Hawthorne's a bit more sturdy. I think this is like Peruvian, if I'm remembering. Peruvian and then some nylon. Yeah. No, Superwash Fine Highland Wool, not Peruvian. Peruvian, that actually might be the, not Brava. What's the other one? What's that other yarn that they have that I usually get? Brain. I have it around here, but I'm not remembering it right now. Wool of the Andes, there we go. Wool of the Andes is the Peruvian stuff. But yeah, so I got this. This is nice. Not sure what will be in socks, but we'll see when that happens. Got a couple of yarns for sub-squares, so 2 purples and red. So the red purple I think is Fairy Tale. Where is it? Yeah, Fairy Tale. This is Eggplant, because this is a bluish purple. Mulberry. I always mix those two up. Mulberry, Eggplant, and I got Wine, which, funny enough, this is the original color I have for the Flax sweater, which these are bulky weight, but given Brava tends to be on the little bit thin side, this works as an actual worsted. So I have these 3, so I need to add these to the listings for sub-square colors. And then the main part, which they had this and they had it open. I guess it might be because they have like 5 of these per thing. I don't know. I got 6 of a slightly darker red because they didn't have wine and the Brava worsted weight. So I got the slightly darker one, currant. So I have 6 of these for the Flax sweater. So we'll be working on that. And hopefully we'll not run out for a while. And 6 of these, so 218 yards times 6, so it's 32, no, 18, 20, 48. I'm gonna put the kids to bed. Hopefully. Good luck with putting the kids to bed. Thank you for the resub and thank you for hanging out, even though you can't watch the spin stuffs. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and hopefully see you again soon. But yeah, so 6 of those, so yardage wise, that's like at least 1200 and maybe 1360 or something along those lines. Some large number. Also, don't mind me. Dark chocolate I had here. There we go. I'll need to adjust that back and... But yeah, I got it from We Crochet, so I got the free shipping at $35. My only thing is I really do wish that they would have, like, you know, colors like, say, what is it? Red Heart, say, what's its face? Like neon and that sort of thing. Like multicolors and... I'm suspecting it might be a process issue or something like that. They might not be able to do that. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna jump back into the spinning of the floof here. It's a little bit darker over here, so I'm implementing the light. But yeah, so before Sock Madness starts, we will likely end up with a little bit of quality sweater time on stream. Because, you know, I'm up to the splitting of the sleeves, so basically it should be knit forever for a while. But yeah, I'm glad to at least be able to work on that again. Because that's been sitting there. I started that like 2020. I really did not plan well. I should have bought a lot more yarn. But I think I was buying for other stuff. So that might have been the reason why I didn't buy a ton of that at the time. Plus I'm guessing I underestimated how much yarn it would take. Because this is like my second ever sweater. First one I also did out of acrylic, but that was mostly Red Heart. It wasn't itchy, but it was, say... what's the word? It pilled quickly. Because I think I used, loops and thread impeccable as well. And it's like, it started to pill rather quickly. Which was annoying, so I just frogged the thing. Do. Oop, don't do that. I was about to accidentally break the yarn, and that would have been annoying. Oh, so how fast is this speed? I think this is at like about 2, which is around my normal speed. So if I were into like using this really, really fast, I imagine this knocking sound would get highly annoying very quickly. if it isn't already. Also, yeah, about time I moved this hook again. There we go. Let's do that. Yeah, this is definitely a good chunk of this. The usual fingering weight, despite my best efforts. Oh well. It's fine. I do not have an intended project, so I will be fine. Also, I apparently forgot I didn't drink all the tea, because when I went to get up for break, I was like, I'll just check the cup, and it's like, there was still a little bit of tea left, and that was ice cold. I was like, well, guess I'm drinking this. Since it was nowhere near enough to warrant me reheating it in the microwave again. So, yeah, I was like, nope, we're not doing that. Sorry. But still nice tea, even cold. Yep. Yeah, this is the half that has purple, pink, and black with some gray in there. But you're definitely going to see majority purple based on the lighting and how the camera works with picking up color. But there's not, well, actually I have a little bit, but it's not going to take me terribly long to need to want to go get another piece, which I have the rest of the braid sitting here in a Ziploc bag right next to me, so I will not need to get up for that. But yeah, I could knit or crochet something with this. This is obviously not going to be socks because it's acrylic. Although, you know, loops and thread makes, you know, acrylic sock yarn, but acrylic sock yarn does not last quickly in the way of using it for socks. Like, if you use it for a shawl, because one of my shawls does have that, I think it's like the first shawl I ever made, I used some of that. That and some of the, what is it, Aunt Lydia's crochet thread? Yeah. And a colorway that's kind of similar to the Red Heart Monet color. Something like that. But yeah, say if it's like something like, say, a shawl or something along those lines. That's fine. Just do not recommend for actual socks. Come on. A little bit. I might need to move this hook a little bit soon. Which, if you guys think this yarn is crazy now... Oh, I forgot to pick up the thing. Whoops. I could probably grab that now. Because I was going to show you guys the finished one of these I had spun and plied. For anybody who has not seen it. Alright. There we go. I'll be right back. And... Why's that itch? Do. Somewhere. Oh, here it is. Ah. Oh, there it is. I was worried. Okay, so that lends to the Polworth discussion from before. Whip It, which this is the one I was talking about. This is 60% Polworth, 40% silk, which I'll eventually get to. The reason why I haven't gotten to it because pink, but it's actually pretty nice. Also, I imagine the 40% silk is gonna be a little bit slippery. But yeah, that's been hanging out in my stash. Indeed. I think, what is this, about a little over 4 ounces? Okay, not labeled, but yeah, this is probably just over 4 ounces. Alright, and this apparently got slightly bungled. But yeah, for anybody wondering how... Yeah, no, I'll just move this a little bit. How the acrylic's gonna spin up. This will give you an idea, which I'm pretty sure I chain ply this, because that's usually my go-to, but yeah, it's quite the interestingly colorful yarn. Which, I forget, I don't think I've written down how much it is yardage-wise, but it's a good amount of yardage, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, also, let's fix this. Which I have it hanging out in hang form until I'll want to use it. Which I think this is slightly thicker than fingering, so like just about maybe sport weight, barely. I don't know. But yeah, this should be interesting whenever I get to spinning it. Alright, let's put this stuff back. Ta-da! Alright. Whee! Oh, how about the fire? No. That's better. Oh, wow. I can feel like the fuzz from the yarn here everywhere. And it's mildly annoying me. I mean, there are worse things, but yeah, mildly irritating. Because this stuff does shed a little bit. Which I'll probably be brushing this off my pants later. Alright, and where are we? Okay, I don't have ridiculous amount of things open. Cool. They had, I think, the one to track packages open. Just wanted to make sure I'd actually closed that. I think I did earlier. Do. I really am gonna need to poke at this thing and figure out why the hell is it making this noise. Actually, let me experiment for a second once I get some twist here. Okay. Lift that. Take this out here. And then put that back on here. I just want to see what it does in the way of sound. It might make it better, or it might make it worse. I just want to see what it sounds like. Yeah, it's scraping, but it's not doing the... Yeah, it's not making the other sound, so... Nope, still making that sound, but not as badly. So, huh. Yeah, I think this might just be the wrong thing. Need to go find the other one, because I found this on the ground. This might have came out one of the bobbins, because sometimes these pop out of there, which is mildly irritating. But it's not the worst thing ever. Oop, come on. Alright, yeah, this definitely looks a little bit too small in there, which is why it might be my problem. Like, it's just barely... mildly different in size, that it's wreaking havoc in the way of sound. It's the only thing I can really think of right now. Also, I think this might be a little bit too much tension. Hi, a little less. I literally turned down the tension and it's just like that sound. There we go. Also, yeah, I definitely drafted that a little too thin. It's fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. I think we have something of that similar palette in the cabinet. I don't recall liking it terribly much, but I think because it's like different from what I'm used to in the taste. But it's certainly an interesting taste. I will give it that. Alright. Hook moving time. Alright, so we have a little bit left, so let me grab... Okay, where's the end of... Here it is. 2, 3... yeah. Pretty much how I feel about that. So, Yeah, this is what it looks like when it's all together. Like I said, the colors are going down, vertical stripes. But this feels like very, very fluffy and light. I wonder if... Nah. I was gonna put this up on the dresser right over there, but nah. Although arguably I could put it on... No, I don't have any space on the bookshelf this could perch comfortably on. Never mind. Also, I should probably unplug the other headphones whenever I take my break. Oh wait, that reminds me. I should have a spare thing. Hold on. I think I have this right next to me. I hope. A sock basket, very beat up sock basket. But I also have some of the spinning stuff in here. Alright, bobbins. Other bobbins. Here it is. Okay, there's two of these in here. Cool. One for the front, one for the back, I think. Out where? Alright. So... I didn't get the mail. I said the packages are out there, but I'm guessing it already put the stuff in the mailbox. So I'll probably grab that soon enough. Alright, so let's see if this works. I'm gonna take the one out here. Let's see. I had one. I don't know. I had one. I don't know what you're talking about with both. I had the blueberry yogurt. But I didn't have the other one. Oops, wrong area. Okay, if this doesn't solve the knocking issue, then I don't know what will. Let's see. Oh wait, it's still off. I'm dumb. Nope. It's not as bad, but yeah. Still not what the issue is. Okay, then what the hell is your problem? I don't understand. At all. That sounds like it's knocking against something. And I don't know what that might be in this instance. I'll probably prod at that again during breaks, so I don't know. Might figure it out. If not, guess we'll just deal with this today. Do 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 do. Oh, so this is reminding me I should have CC on here. I keep meaning to do that. And I keep forgetting. Alright. Alright, and we're done with this piece. So let's pause that. I'm gonna split this. Yeah, come on. This is a bit longer than the first piece I did. Come on. This mostly comes apart pretty easy in the way of keeping the colors how I want them to go. Although there are times where it's like small bits of it. Definitely cling to the side you don't need it on. Alright, and... okay, there's still a bit of black in here. Alright, come on. Yeah, a little bit of purple and black still hanging out in here. So, I want to grab as much as I can. It's not gonna, you know, split apart perfectly, but... I'll try to split it as best as I can. Alright, come on. There we go. Alright, yeah. That will suffice. There's still a tiny bit of purple and black in here, but... it shouldn't be anything too obvious. Alright. So... there's a tiny bit of the blue in here. It's fine. Alright. Let's draft this a little bit and connect this next piece. Well, pre-draft, rather. Oh, whip it if you're not busy. How many flavors come in that tea set? Well, sampler set, rather. Come on. 9.5, hello! How are you doing? Not bad. 2 bags of each flavor, and there's at least 20 flavors. Oh, wow. You are certainly set for tea for a while. And 9.5, not terribly bad. Was doing a bit of yarn show and tell, because the box that I was supposed to get here yesterday, along with the stuff that was supposed to get picked up yesterday, didn't happen yesterday. Mild bit of rage ensued off camera. Because that was I was not streaming day. And I was not happy because I had scheduled that it was supposed to happen. Because you can do that online and I just didn't do it, so I was just like, hi. What the actual fuck, guys? Which, it was an order. But they picked it up today, it's fine. But I was also showing off my wee crochet yarn. Because that came in. Some of it's for the Flax sweater. I got a wee bit of sock yarn, because of course I did. And what else? Couple of yarns for sub-squares. Yeah, that's why I only got 1 sock yarn, but most of that, let's see, where is it? This stuff is going to, hold on. Yeah, it took that as a sexual thing, and I'm like, sweetie, no, it's not. Yes, it did not like the big fat box. But I got you. Oh my gosh. That is not one I would have thought that was gonna get flagged, but okay, Automod. You do you. I have not bought from Hobby. I saw them when I was looking for scrubby yarn the other day. But I have not gotten their stuff. Don't... Yeah. Yeah. I do not need any more yarn. I have yarn to spin. As you can see, I'm spinning my acrylic floof here. Because Sock Madness is starting soon, so I'm trying not to, like, start any new projects. Because that is usually a bad idea, to not start new projects when Sock Madness is right there in the last... Ooh! Make the socks! And definitely share pictures whenever you get around to it. I was thinking about crocheting socks, given I have full set of crochet hooks now, which, hilariously, I was mentioning this the other day. What's his face? I was looking at We Crochet because I think I was looking for the yarn and stuff, and I was like, out of curiosity, looked at the hooks, and it's like, they're pretty much the exact same. But the We Crochet set, it's like, I think 8 or 9 of them for like $9. And then there's like armored whatever, and it was like $80. I got my set, like, of 10 hooks, 10, 12 hooks, for like $8 because there was a sale on Amazon. So I was just like, $8, $80. What? We have just been- yeah, dude, I get it. Yeah, I got this from... Brain. I mentioned her earlier. Darn it. Balls of Gab, there we go. She had sent me this last year. I'd already spun some of it. This is the second braid out of 4. But I have 2 in these rainbow colors and 2 in like shades of brown and like gray and white. But I wanted something different to do before Sock Madness starts, so I was just like, let's just start spinning this. With people. Yeah. Barely do the peopling, so I feel you on that too. Like, literally, this is my people time. Unless I go outside and do, like, a couple of quick errands. That's about it. And I have gotten used to that. Not that I terribly went outside too much before all of this, but it's just, like... definitely has made that more necessity to not be outside. Alright. Also, bot just throw a reminder, if you guys want to earn more channel currency, totally feel free to check how much you have by doing exclamation point yarn. And if you'd like to bet against the bot, do exclamation point floof and add a number of floof you would like to bet against the bot. which that stuff is used for giveaways, which that happens whenever we hit any of our goals that hang out here right underneath my little face box here. Again, no one's required to contribute in any way. Do appreciate it, but never required from anybody. You guys just hanging out with me is very much... Sorry, I was making sure I didn't break this. Very much a good amount of support. I think I might need to move this hook soon. Yeah, I'll probably need to move the hook soon. Yeah, about now is good enough. I had reset it. Like, I reset it every quarter, so a good chunk of you guys might not have a ton of floof. But you'll earn enough. Because I've been fiddling around with how much you can earn. Because it's been a little bit inflated, so I've just been, like, adjusting. Not everybody can hang out here all the time to get all the floof, so it's like, I like to keep things balanced, so everyone can, you know, whenever giveaways and stuff happens, have an equal opportunity chance to win the stuff and things. Also, speaking of points, there are also channel points that I have right in the bottom of chat, so lower left hand side, opposite of where you click to type in chat, whether it be PC or mobile, that you should be able to click on and be able to do a bunch of various things, which we have, including stream weather, which is also part of the stuff created by Maya and Floof with the pixelplush.dev. So nice little ways like that to spend your Twitch points, which are separate from the bot points, which is the floof. Also, how much? I don't even know how much I have, because I never keep track because I don't use them. Let's see. Oh, okay. Not bad. I keep meaning to do a way where people can, like, give each other currency. I need to fiddle around with the bot to get that to happen. Because I'm trying to get that to work. So people, if, like, have, like, a ton of currency, they can, like, be like, hey, here. Give that to someone who might not have as much. Which, the only person I know off the top of my head who does that is Davy Cat, who has it. But she has DeepBot, which is different, you know, from the Streamlabs bot. Because DeepBot is definitely a bit more flexible on its ability to program stuff like commands into that, in comparison to the Streamlabs bot, but yeah. I might see what she says on it. Alright. How are we doing on time right now? Alright. Another minute or two, and then I'll be taking my second break for today. Yeah, I cleared the points, so you probably might not have any floof at the moment. Sorry. But as long as you hang out, you should be able to accrue some floof eventually. Sorry. Oh, I actually could give you some floof. Because, you know, I have those powers. Shocking, I know. Ugh. Yeah, floof. Just making my nose mildly itch a little bit. Alright, let's see. How about... Alright, you now have 150. I figure that's a good enough amount, so... Have fun. I mean... Oh wow. Alright, it's gonna be another 15 minutes before the next game comes up. Indeed, fake money that'll win you real prizes. On occasion. Alright. Yeah, split. I'm not paying attention, but it's fine. Adds a unique charm to the yarn. So let's see, about now is definitely a good time before I sit here and just continue spinning without really thinking about it and not getting up like I should be, so yeah, break for me. Back in like 10 minutes, as I say, as I continue to keep spinning, because muscle memory is cool. Yeah, let's put that down. Be back in 10 minutes, just need to stretch and so on, so my shoulders and my back don't hate me. So feel free to play the Plink or the Drop game, which just reminded me. Back. I put the lamp right up there, so that helps the shininess. And I'm gonna tweak around with the camera just a little bit. Okay, I left that open. Cool, so I don't have to press too much stuff. And white balance needs to... yeah, about there-ish. Saturation's pretty much fine. Alright, maybe a little bit... nope, not that much. Yeah, about that much zoom is fine. Cool. Alright. So I tightened the bobbin a little bit and see if that would help. Like I unscrewed it and like re-screwed it again. See if that would help. And see if that fixes our knocking problem. If not, then... it is what it is for today? Okay, still there, but not heavily apparent, so... yeah, I guess we're just stuck with it. I don't know what the issue is. Because it's moving just fine. So nothing's being obstructed, so... I'm not quite sure. But I did put back the original washer that I had before, so that might also not be helping matters. But we'll see. Also, welcome anybody who came in during the break. I am currently spinning some acrylic fiber I have in my mildly varied stash of floof. Which is just for fun. I have no idea what it'll be in the way of projects. Might end up being a shawl, because I'm supposed to be spinning this thicker than fingering weight, and that's just not happening until I remember to do so. So, suspect this will be like majority fingering weight. Alright, and the Floof game has returned, so whoever wants to play, totally feel free to bet some Floof. Remember, it's not guaranteed to win, so bet at your own risk. Yeah, I'm gonna sit out of this one because, like, it makes no sense for me to bet because it's just like, you're not using it. Which also, you can use Floof outside of giveaways. You can use it for redemptions and stuff, which, speaking of PC, I believe there should be a little thing in the window, if not in the lower right-hand corner, like up on the right side in the middle, where you should be able to click on and be able to use your Floof for various redemptions. Which I would have the... what's its face? Like Stream Elements, where you can just go to the website, but Streamlabs, that costs extra, and I'm not doing that, so yeah. That will not be happening. Which just still befuddles me that it's like, hey, you need to pay for this thing, and it's like... So in order to make things slightly more convenient, you gotta pay money. Cool. Go kick rocks. God, talking like I'm a teenager. Whatever. Not that I've been a teenager in nearly a decade now. Which is insane to think about. For me, anyways. On the occasions that I do remember. But that has kind of hit background with, you know, everything being on fire. So, yeah, I forget. Oops, I got that caught. Yeah, okay, I think it's just this thing knocking back and forth on... Alright, that's fine. Did I make it worse? I hope not. No. I hope I didn't. There be Floof. Okay. You're definitely being weird. It's like there's nothing down here to knock, so it makes like 0% sense that this is even remotely happening. Like, absolutely 0% sense. Like, there's nothing down here to even warrant. Congratulations! You guys have won the thing. Enjoy your earnings in Floof. And I'll continue to stare at this thing, wondering what in the actual hell is happening. I love I said I will leave it alone, but it's just like I need to know why. Why it's decided that it needs to make noise. You see this? It's like nothing should be knocking, yet something's knocking, so the only thing I could really conclude is like maybe the bobbin. But typically the bobbin does not make that level of noise. I'm pondering doing a wee bit of overtime, so you might get more than the usual 3 hours in me. We will see. If I do, it might not be a ton of it, because I do have to go and do stuffs that require my attention, so probably another 10 to 20 minutes? Okay. Why are we? There it is. I was like, why are you not drawing in? There it is. It's like I didn't mess with the tension. Then, yeah, turn it down a little bit. It's taking a little bit too much an uptake. And I swear, it is always a shame I can't typically get both my hands and this in camera. It's kind of one of those things where I'm just like, come on. Although if I had more actual table, that might actually work out, but that is not a thing right now. Also, do you guys have any plans for this weekend? Well, other than this and also stuff with orders, not really. On my end. Might stare at some Iron Chef on YouTube, which I got premium free for a month, so I'm very much enjoying no ads, other than, you know, the stuff that happens during videos that I get to skip. So that's nice. But yeah, I'll probably be staring at YouTube, also Hulu. Thank goodness for friends who have streaming services. Also, it's kind of mildly irritating that you need like 5 streaming services to watch. Like, if you have a good variety of shows you like, you kind of need to have a ton of them, given how spread out they are between the services. And there's like maybe a couple of shows that occupy more than one service, but typically you need like a good chunk if you want to watch said show. Although unless you find them online, obviously. But yeah, it's kind of insane. Who would have thought that when Netflix became a thing that it would all lead to this, but it makes sense in the same time because it's just another stream of revenue for them. But I swear, once Disney Plus became a thing, I feel like the floodgates opened because it was just like Netflix and Hulu for a bit, and then it was just like Disney Plus, and then everyone's like Discovery Plus and whatever. Paramount Plus. And I'm just like, guys, no. Which I've been like mostly avoiding Disney of like any of the new stuff, although I did watch Encanto. I don't want to. Pretty much. It's like, in order to get all the stuff you want, it's like you gotta deal with all the stuff you don't care about, and it's like, why? Didn't I go to this to avoid that? But no. The only reason why I mildly even miss Netflix right now, which that was also something I was sharing with a friend, what's its face? The Enola Holmes movies, they're having a second one, which I saw gifs and I was just like, oh my god! I need to watch this thing because it's based off of the 6 books. I imagine they're probably gonna have like at max 3 movies if the second one goes well. Because I did like the first one. I actually liked the first one. Also, The Witcher. And getting yelled at by emails. Don't care, don't care. Let's see. Lion Brand, 35% off. Michael's. Pickup thingy. Yeah. Joann's, clearance. Cool. Speaking of Joann's, whenever you order stuff online, they typically have like a... what's its face? $10 shipping and handling fee, and it's like... I'm sorry, what? It's the only reason why I even buy from them is just because they have the scrubby yarn I like to use, and Michael's does not. So thankfully it's not a regular thing, but it's just like... it's really the only reason why... well, even the only reason... the main reason why I prefer to buy when they have like a good sale. That plus the yarn is like $5.50, which that is the cheapest I could find it anywhere. Alright. Oh, wow. I did not realize. I was like, what's going on? It's like, oh yeah, I need to do this thing. Alright. You have the other half. Woohoo! I doubt I'll get through the rest of this by the end of the stream. It's fine. Also, this has a tiny tinge of purple, which is fine. Should make things interesting. Alright, and let's draft you out a wee bit, and let's get going. But honestly, out of all the streaming services, getting back to that, Netflix and Hulu, I feel like, just have the most variety. Although, you know, Netflix has, like, questionable decisions that they tend to make. When it comes to them producing their own stuff, which... that's what has me mildly worried about this Iron Chef reboot. I'm hoping it goes well whenever it appears. The boyfriend and I have plans to watch it whenever it shows up, which I suspect that's gonna be, like, say, fall, more than likely. Fall, if not winter. Depending on what their production schedule is. Because they had mentioned this back last month. That was gonna be a thing. I have no clue who's hosting it. But there's definitely gonna be new Iron Chefs, and it's gonna be like a battle thing, so it's like... basically everyone competes to become Iron Legend? Yeah, Iron Legend. That's the phrase that they're using. And it's like an 8-episode thing, so I think they're testing the waters to see how it goes. But it is set in Kitchen Stadium. So let's see if they just use that for set dressing or what. Which, for anybody curious, if you had not really seen that in the 90s, Iron Chef is probably, I'd say, if not the first, certainly one of the first cooking competition shows. Which, so basically take it as, like, say, cooking, live action cooking anime, essentially. that no one thought they needed, but is very fun. Which there are definitely variations in other countries, which you can easily find as well. But I have a soft spot with the Japanese version, because I used to watch that as a kid. Because the reruns tend to show late night on Food Network. Which, it does have its flaws, especially you start looking. Like, for some of the voice work, they sometimes swap, like, who does whose voice at times. It's weird. But again, given the 90s, I feel like was the start of, you know, voice acting, that sort of thing, as, like, a regular profession. There wasn't as much, say... Not standards, that's not the word I'm looking for. My brain wants to say regularity, but that's not the word I'm looking for either, but that's the closest I can come to. There wasn't as, like, much regularity with, you know... people's ability to do voice work, because again, it's a new thing. And it definitely, like anything else, takes time to, you know, figure out how things go and how to do it properly. But yeah, overall, very, very fun. And most of the actual main cast, I believe, is still around and kicking. Like, maybe a few people are no longer around. But definitely, a lot of them have lived very long lives. And or continue to live. It's insane. Because given that was, what, 30 years ago? Because it was from 93 to about 2002. Because it was 7 seasons and then, like, a couple of specials. And of course, it did, like, spin-offs with Iron Chef America, which I have not seen, and I probably won't see. Partially because Bobby Flay's there, and, he did not have the best reputation. Even though he has, like, 5 different shows on the Food Network. It's very hard to escape him if you watch the Food Network. I speak from experience. I feel like it's literally between him and Guy Fieri. Whenever you turn on the TV to watch the Food Network, unless you're, like, watching, not even late at night. But yeah, I do hope they do the Iron Chef reboot justice, or I'll be very mad. Which I've seen a good chunk of the episodes, because you can find them on YouTube in quality. Like, max is like 360p. Like, some of them are in like 240. But the sound is usually pretty good, so there's that at least. The only season I think you can't really find terribly much, if any, is like the first season ever. Like, there's like one episode where they had like the original cast of chefs. Which, let's see. Iron Chef Japanese got swapped out twice. Iron Chef French got swapped out once. Iron Chef Chinese was there, like, the entire time. But he was, like, the youngest. Well, youngest until, like, Iron Chef Italian showed up. But yeah, he's the youngest of the main 3 at the time. I remember during a show they were, like, making a bit of a deal back when, you know, he turned 40. I think this was, like, 2nd or 3rd season. It was like, hey, he's competing on his 40th birthday. I was like, oh. Which he's like, what, 80 now? Insane. Uh-oh. I thought that was slipping for a second. I was about to be like, nope, not allowed. Oh, so I realized I just went on a whole entire tangent. Unintentionally, but it happens. This is why one of my tags are... What's his face? Thank you. Also, speaking of Iron Chef, back when third Iron Chef Japanese, Morimoto, showed up, his premiere episode, they were, like, going all over about the diamond earring thing, because it was just, like, I think that's synonymous slang at the time for, like, you know, being a bad boy or whatever. Because, like, they kind of had him as, you know... Well, not the trailblazer, although that also works too. What's the word I'm looking for right here? Kind of like the rebel of the chefs. Like, going his own way. So it was like, they literally said that, and then it was like, oh hey, he's from Nobu, which... Is Nobu still there? I think it is. Might be. And they repeated that a couple of times during the episode, and I was just like, I swear to God, if you all say that one more time, I'm walking away. But it wasn't a bad outing as, you know, being the new Iron Chef for him. So in that regard, I did enjoy it. And I say this almost every time, but I do lament the fact that, you know, they are not regularly on DVD. Like, they do not have that Iron Chef on DVD. They have Iron Chef America, but I don't care. I will not look for it. Although, a lot of people from Iron Chef America are like the regulars on... What's its fate? Regulars on the Food Network now. What is it? Zacharias, Simon... Oh my gosh. The dude that was on the Chew when that used to exist. I was about to say Cal, but I'm like, that is not the right Simon. Alex Gornishelli, whole bunch of them. Yes, him too. Which I didn't realize that until I looked it up, that he was even on the show. Because like I said, I haven't watched him, so I had no clue who was there. It was like a whole list of them. It was like, geez. Simon, there we go. Michael Simon, thank you. I couldn't remember his last name. Because he has like 2 or 3 shows on the Food Network too. Like the grilling show during the summer with Bobby Flay. Not grilling, barbecue. There we go. Barbecuing show during the summer. And then it's like that throwdown show that shows up every so often. I think those might be reruns. I am not sure. Oh yeah. Just a ton of them that were on that show are like the main set of people who are on the Food Network. Really fascinating to see, though. I'm like watching to make sure I don't mess up this drafting here at the same time. Congrats! You did it! You has more floof. You're on a winning streak today. Oh, so I better. Yeah. I mean, you can always go very small. Also, my brain is like, you don't want to press your luck, and I'm like, I really like that show, both the old-timey version and the new one on ABC that shows up during the summer. Although I haven't watched the older one in a bit. Which, now it's making me think I should have a gif of that. Oh my god. That'd be perfect. Like, that was one of my game shows that I very much love on the Game Show Network. I don't think we have that now, because that, I think you have to buy as a package on Verizon. Because that's our network we have here, Verizon. God, they're a pain. But yeah, that's definitely why I rely heavily. Oh, they had a channel? I didn't realize they had a game show channel? What? That's a shame. I would have watched the heck out of that. Yeah, I had never heard of that, so... That's a shame. Eh. Come on, be strafed. Where are we? Oh, okay, right there. I think it's like getting too high, so it's like everything's falling back. So I think I'll definitely need to, once I do this bit, move the hook a little bit. There we go. So I was like, when's the last time I moved this hook again? Well, I don't know. Maybe when this was actually stacked where it was supposed to be. Because sometimes I forget to move the hook, and that happens. But it does not affect the end result, so it's fine. Whee! I don't terribly go outside of the makers and crafting and slight art bubble that I'm typically in. That tends to be where I hang my hat when it comes to watching Twitch. So stuff like that I tend to not know about. With YouTube, it's definitely more of, say, history stuff and art. That's about it. Also, that reminds me. I really should see if I could find most extreme elimination challenges. That's also something I could watch on the YouTubes, because I know it's there. I found it one time. I just keep forgetting to go look for it. Because that is also an amusing one to watch. Oh, let's try that again. That's better. Oh wow, I didn't realize we're that close. Also, I thought that was a 3 out of 5. Cool. Do, 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 do. We have definitely made a bit of floof spinning progress today. I was not expecting to get this far. Oh, oops, yeah, it's a little thin. Let's fix that. Come on. Come on. There it is. Yay! When it's so nice and floofy like that, it attaches really well, but you don't want to accidentally break your floof when it comes to acrylic. Because it's kind of a pain in the ass to reattach. Oh, so given I'm gonna hang out here for like an extra 10-15 minutes, I'm probably gonna end up finishing this piece. And I might jump over to the sweater for a little bit. So I want to at least look at that, or at least show that for a little bit before I head off here. But yeah, once I finish this piece of floof, I will let the wheel chill out and think about what it's done. Also, once I finish this piece, I might take off the bobbin and then see if the bobbin's the issue. Because I could always put on a new bobbin and see if that works. Do. Yeah, I cannot believe 3 hours has pretty much sped by like this. That happened quickly. Alright, also I need to move this hook once again. There it is. Yep. Oh, look. This thing just floofs out like nothing sometimes. Like, given the lightness of it, it has a weird time staying together. Which, if you're trying to take it apart, for certain reasons that's helpful. But at the same time, it kind of just like goes apart like that. And it's very much unhelpful. Although, arguably, at least this does not have sparkles. I like spinning with the sparkles, but the sparkles got everywhere. And I suspect tweed might be somewhat of a similar experience. Although, I really do want to try and spin some tweed yarn, too, down the line. I know Liz is eventually planning to put out some tweed yarn, so no clue when that is. Plus, I'm not in a hurry, so we will see. I know definitely the idea exists for her to Make some tweed floof. Which I'm very much a sucker for tweed, as much as I am a sucker for plaid. Although I have no idea if, you know, actual tweed, other than like the commercialized stuff, because I've had knit picks / weave crochets, stroll tweed, and it's pretty, but you notice it sheds. I remember working with it, and you just saw the thing on the carpet, and I'm just like, really? That's what we're doing? Alright. Come on, there it is. Alright, how am I doing on time? Alright, yeah, just 2 minutes over time, so I could at least look at the sweater. My tablet is not on. Also, I forgot to plug out the other headphones that's charging. So I might take care of both of that at the same time once I'm done with this. And see about staring at the sweater briefly. So I do want to compare and see how wine and currant compare to each other color-wise. Which, I know this is definitely going to be darker than wine, but it should not be terribly darker. So that should work. Like, if I were not doing the cables for the sleeves, I'd probably would have gone a more stripy route, like doing those reds with stripes of gray. But given I'm doing the horseshoe cables on the sleeves, so I don't want to do the little pearl thing down the sleeves. I was like, nope, we're doing cables. And it works pretty well. Alright. We're almost there. I'll probably need to readjust a wee bit. I get done with this, so it'll probably take me a second. We're almost there. Also, I also have not done the tax. I need to start doing tax stuff because it's almost March. I need to sit down and figure that out. Might see about doing that tomorrow. That's that is always the part I hate. Although usually I have to wait for the Twitch thing to come out, although the Twitch thing is not accurate because it doesn't count the bits, which is stupid. So I basically kind of go off of PayPal That's where I get the stuff sent to, so basically you have to go there and like dot my I's and cross my T's. But yeah, that's gonna be a fun bit of my Sunday afternoon. Help. Also, anybody new here, want to check out any of my various links, including my Instagrams with both yarn and art stuff, website, YouTube, Etsy shop, and Ko-fi shop. So, very much all the things. So I had for the first part of the year, but I didn't know about making quarterly. Oh no! Hopefully that does not mess with you too badly, but yeah, I could see that potentially if they want to give you a hard time about that being a bit of a pain. Alright, cool. We have a bit of very shiny, very bright acrylic floof here on our bobbin. Let me turn this off and plug out my foot pedal, which I very much am in love with this foot pedal. I will tell you that forever. I'm gonna put it on the Be Right Back screen, but I'm still here. I just need to get up and move this thing here. I'll be back in a second, and we will poke at the sweater briefly. Also, I'm gonna have to tear up this box, because I don't intend to keep it. There we go. Alright. Gonna have to move stuff around. I apparently dropped a wee bit of frames, but nothing too crucial there. Alright. Alright, so I have unearthed the sweater, which is the Flax sweater, the one with the worsted weight, but even though this is worsted weight yarn, this definitely makes more DK. Did I take out the stitch marker? I can't. Yeah. Yeah, I believe this is like at the start of the round though, so I should be fine. Yeah. Yeah, this is about where I split for the sleeves. I remember that's about where I left off. Not near where I left off. Oh no, I'm still... Thank you. This is the wine here, and this is actually some yarn I got when I went out to the country. I flew to England a couple years ago. This is Poundland? Oh, I didn't realize it had this much gray. Can't... Oh. Where's... Oh. Cool. I picked up the mic. I forgot to put the mic back. I'm smart. Okay, that should be better. I forgot. So I moved the mic over to move this thing. So I completely forgot. But yeah, this is the wine color. This is the color that I was having a hard time finding. Like, I was gonna buy more of this when I went on the We Crochet website. They had one skein of it left, so I was just like, and no. So I'm changing colors. So I'm going with this, which, yeah, this is definitely darker. But I feel like given I'm having the stripe of gray here, it's a nice ability to transition from this lighter red to this darker red. Which, again, this gray is not anything in the US. This is some yarn from Poundland that I got in 2018. It's been sitting there. Let me open up this. Also, anyone who has not seen, I was painting these the other day. I think this one is mostly done. Ah, that's better. Yeah, the light's gonna reflect off of that a little bit. I like this one a lot. But the other two, this one, I'm like, mildly alright with it. And this one, I'm not fully done. I need to figure out what I'm going to do for a background here. I do like the donut mug. Also, the colors are mildly off on the camera, but not terribly so. Yeah. Alright. All I get are fake texts on here. I don't even use this to text or make phone calls, so that's fine. Alright, so let's see. Adobe Acrobat. I know I definitely stopped at the split for the sleeves. Is it the updated one or the regular one? Probably regular one. Both of them are fine, given the size I'm using it for. I have both versions. And I'm pretty sure I'm using large here. Yeah. And the split for the sleeves. Now got the knit so that your yoke measures approximately inches deep, measure from cast on, ending with a round 2. No increases. Alright. So yeah, I think this is like where I was like just knitting forever. Sleeves are... Oh, I could have just done that already. I didn't need to wait for the yarn for that, but... Let's see... Put stitches on waist and then... 80 body stitches on the needle. Okay. Well, 80 or more. Let's see. Where's large at? Large is here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So which one? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, 194 body stitches. Alright, so I'm gonna have to figure out, getting this on waste yarn and whatnot. Although, I also would like to figure out where the hell I paused. Yeah, I think I paused before I got here, which I am pretty certain... Actually, no. Here is usually where I have my start here, so actually I could actually do a wee bit of this. I definitely have more than enough yarn for that. Ah! Come on. Which I think these are not... These should be 8s. Because I don't really use my 8s for anything else. Yeah, these are my 8s. I haven't touched this thing in how long? I casted this thing on in 2020. I usually don't let something sit on the needles this long, but it's just the lack of ability to get the specific yarn I wanted being this wine color. That's where the problem lied. Like, I probably would have been long done with this sweater if that had not been the case. But it is, so... Also, there's the broadleaf sweater, but the broadleaf sweater I think is also one of those you could put to... Yeah, you knit in parts and then you seam it up together, which, as I was saying earlier, is not one of those things where I'm a fan of, so... But it's a lovely pattern, plus I love brioche. Brioche is squishy. But that I think I'd rather have actual wool yarn for. So that's like, I'd say, maybe late this year, start of next year, maybe. Also, I'm gonna move this down a little bit. Forgive me, anybody who gets motion sick. Because I don't need this that high because this is knitting and not the spinning. And we're going to... Oh, I got rid of that, did I? Great. Configure video, because I want to zoom back out. Because I didn't zoom in terribly much. There we go. Can give myself maximum space to do the things. But I really do love this flax word pattern. Felix! Hi! Oh wow, 4:18. I'm definitely going over. I said like 10 minutes, but I've just been blabbing. Also, I have yarn for sweater now, so I pulled out the sweater. How you doing? How goes your Saturday so far? Given it's very much, what, after 10 for you? Should be about 10:18. Thank you. I certainly would hope not, because I do enough of it. Not threats, wow. Blabbing and minor irritation at the Postal Service, but at the same time, I'm trying very hard to be nice because, you know, Postal Service, you know, has been not having the best time the past couple of years in the US because of certain things and stuff we will not get into. So it's like, whenever something happens, I'm just like, just play it cool, it's fine. Stuff happens. But it's just, whenever there's like something blatant like, hey, this guy didn't do the thing when he was supposed to do the thing. That's really what pisses me off. Okay, that was weird. I just saw this mouse do the little buffering thing of doom for a second. Uh-oh. What's this? Did this? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't see any drop stitches. The hell is this? And is this? No, this shouldn't be a cable row. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, not a cable row. Cool. Because that would have made this weird. Because it's 6 knit rows and then 8 cables. Ah, okay, I think I know what happened here. Alright, so... Yeah. Alright, so... This... Pull this through here, because that's the longer side. And then I will need to... This is the previous row. Pull that up there. I have a hook I could do this with. Oh, damn it. And no. How about we don't do that? Come on! Okay, that's better. And... I'll probably fix that fully later. But for now, that should suffice. But yeah, Felix, what have you been up to today? Hope all is well. That is fair. Well, unless something goes wrong, or someone finishes a thing. But yeah, very much fair. Yeah, this has been hanging out in about the split for the sleeves and the body because I didn't have any yarn. So this has been hanging out in timeout for a bit. I very much hope that I can wear this before it gets warm, but I highly doubt this will be done. Given stock madness and everything, I'm not gonna have time to work on this as much as I would. Alas. So I guess maybe this upcoming winter I'll be able to wear it. Yeah, come on, you can do it. There it is. So yeah, once I'm done with this frown, I think I might call it a string, because again, it's nearly 3.5 hours in. I did not think I was going to do this much overtime, but I don't mind, because I have nowhere to be, but probably should have some food and stuff, and also stretch. But we still have, let's see, I think this would be the back. Well, front or back, it doesn't matter. And then this area is the sleeve, but given it's all stockinette, it should not take me too long to get through this. Also, I'm gonna sneeze. Please don't sneeze. Please don't sneeze. Also, did you see the yarn show and tell I did earlier? Because I got yarn that was supposed to appear yesterday along with the package that was supposed to get picked up. Which now that all that's been rectified, we are cool. Which I should check on that on... Although it's gonna take a while for that to show up in the system, I think. The package is moving. I hope. Which I would have to check orders and stuff for that. Okay, at least it hasn't come up here that it's gone in the system yet. So it's probably gonna not be till tomorrow anyway. Or late today that happens. Alright, cool. But the fact that the guy didn't just immediately go back and be like, chuck it back at me or something, they should probably have taken it. Ah, come on. Oh wait, no, this is the front, so I don't need to do the second shoulder, I just need to do the rest of this. Okay. Because I have a certain stitch marker for where the start of everything is. Given how the front and back blend in with each other. Also, I do have to say, with the Flax sweater, this is very much like the Rose City Rollers in the fact that it's pretty much a blank canvas in the sense that you can add, say, you know, cables or other things to the pattern as long as you follow the general construction, it should work out how it's supposed to, which I very much like, and allows for the ability to have some nice variation. Like, if I had thought about it, I could have done, like, you know, a dither S or a pattern to allow a transition from this to this, and then possibly another one from this to this yarn. Like, I very much enjoy something that allows to easily create some variation like that. Also, I wonder who we can go raid. I think I might find someone to raid, although the weekend tends to be not as craft heavy when it comes to streams, at least streams that I personally follow. So I'm usually in the time slot where basically after me there's like almost no one who's doing the crafts and stuff. Alright, and we are almost there. I'm gonna leave that last stitch, and then I'll probably stare at this for the sleeves later. Although my hands are gonna probably be annoyed at me because it's metal DPNs, which metal DPNs and I, after a while, my hands tend to be very cranky. Alright. Also, I don't think I said this, but I very much appreciate all the offline follows. Alright, so let's see. Start screen. Hello, I have a face. Also, I have many emails, most of them likely useless. Let's see. Come on. I just need you to tell me if there's any crafty people around. Oh, Zakayla's on. Let me see. Oh, Louis Celine's on. Nice. Lady Frenzy's on. White Wolf Studios on. But I'm pretty sure they have follower only. I want to avoid that. So, let's see. Okay, Lady Frenzy is doing some Tunisian crochet, so I think we can go over there. I'm gonna need to do the typing. Or see if I can probably do the thing. Make sure I mute the tab and see if I can grab her over the side so I don't have to go type out the full name. Alright, come on. Where we are. There she is. Now I just need you to open. And... But yeah, so... very much appreciate you guys hanging out with me while I do the stuffs and having to disappear like once or twice to deal with mail and stuff. Thank you to Katernis for the resub. I know you've wandered off for the evening. And also, thank you, dear, for the bits. I will probably tell you about that later. I'll be back again on Tuesday. Likely I'll be knitting the sweater if Sock Madness pattern is not dropped yet, and more than likely it will not. More than likely, but who knows. But yeah, I will probably be working on the sweater, knitting the body forever. And I'm gonna set up this raid here, which you guys do not have to do the thing. Thank you for hanging out. Oh, she's doing a coaster. Okay. Let's see. Let me copy her name. So I spell it correctly. Great to see you, Felix. But if you want to do the raid calls, you can do this one or the second one. First one for non-subs, second one for subs if you happen to sub to the channel. But yes, very much, you guys need to, yeah, you guys hopefully enjoy the rest of your weekend, however long or short that be. Good time zone to you, and I will see you again on Tuesday.